Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another episode of Cooking with Candy. Chapow! The recipe that I want to share with you today is actually my version of Zuppa Toscana. It doesn't take out that many calories, but it takes out enough that I don't feel that bad for eating it. I'm going to show you all of my ingredients first, and then we're going to get to cooking because I cannot wait to share this with my family and get to eating it, because this is just one of those dishes that like makes you all warm and fuzzy on the inside and just like comforts you. And that's what we need right now, is a little bit of comfort. So let's get some comfort cooking going. So you're going to need a big pan like this to put all of your soup in. And then I have some chicken broth and some coconut milk instead of like heavy cream. That's how I cut out a little bit of the calories. And then we have like a medium-sized onion, a couple of cloves of garlic. My husband doesn't like the kale version of the Zuppa Toscana, so I put a little bit of spinach in it. And then I use sweet Italian sausage, and the recipe calls for spicy Italian sausage, and I don't do that. I think it's too hot with that. So I do the sweet Italian sausage, and it's still just as good. And usually I get the one that's already crumbled up, but this is one I have right now, so it's what we're using. And then a couple of pieces of bacon. I think there's like 3 pieces of thick cut bacon there that we're going to put in there as well. And then, of course, some potatoes. We got that all chopped up. We're going to turn on our pan and get some butter heating it. And I put it on like, I don't know, medium to low to start off with. And I always start out with like not a big spoon. And then I get to the end and I'm like, how am I going to serve up my spoon or my soup? I need a big old spoon. So start with a big spoon. Get you like, I don't know, 2 tablespoons of butter. Spread that in there because butter's good. And I'm out of olive oil. Usually I would just use olive oil in this, and that would cut down a little bit on the fat as well, but we have butter today, so we're going to use butter. And then if your family doesn't like this many onions, you don't have to put this many onions in. But my family likes a lot of onions. So we're going to let that start heating up. And then once the onions are almost cooked through, then we will put in our garlic. So while our pan is coming up to heat and those onions start sweating down, I'm going to cut up my bacon. And you can do it like little chunks, big chunks, whatever you want to do. We just like bacon. I need to sharpen this dang knife. Oh, jeez. Once your bacon is all cut up, you break it up into the pan. And I let my bacon and onions cook by themselves for a little bit before I add in my sausage. And I know that I just cut up bacon right here. I'm not going to wash the surface because all of it's going into the same pot. I don't think it's cross-contamination like some people do. But I am going to clean my hands and wash off my knife. You just wipe the bacon grease away with a paper towel, and then everything is good, and then you don't have to wash more dishes. So let's just do that. Look, that one's chittin'. Did you know that's what that's called? It's a chit. It's chittin'. And you can still eat those, by the way. Just break the chit off. It's fine. Until it gets smushy, they're fine. See, like that one, it's all pruny and I can smush it. That one's no good. But if you hear craziness, my kids are riding their bikes down the hall and having a good time being kids. So just ignore that. But we dumped our garlic in there and stirred it around. And we'll let that start getting a little bit fragrant. And like I said, usually I have the crumble kind, and that's a lot better. But this is what I got today, so this is what we're using. So we take it out of that yucky casing. Try not to think about what it is. Blah. Ah! And then just start breaking up that sausage where it can start cooking along with all your other stuff. And you just let this go until all of your meat is thoroughly cooked. And then we can move on with the other ingredients. As my husband whistles that creepy tune, we're going to mix up the meat and break it up even more and make sure that all of it is getting cooked all the way through. We are almost there. But first we need to put some spices on, so we might as well do that at this stage. Since my last video, we went out and we found garlic salt. Boo, boo, boo. So happy. Alright, so I gotta open this and we're gonna dump that in first. And I don't drain it. All that juices, that is your flavoring. Don't drain that stuff out. So I put a lot. I don't know how much. That much. I put that much in there. And then I don't like a ton of red pepper flakes, but I do like that much of them, like maybe half of a tablespoon or so. And then we're going to do a little bit of Italian seasoning. Just put a little bit of that in there. Maybe a lot of that in there. And I cannot find my garlic powder anywhere, so we don't get to put my garlic powder in here, but usually I put garlic powder as well. So now it's time to add chicken broth. So I add the whole thing, a whole carton of chicken broth. Or you can do vegetable broth if you want to cut down a little bit more. And then I only use a half a can of coconut milk. So shake up your coconut milk first or it is gross. What? You want Zuppa Toscana for dinner? Well, too bad you don't have a choice. That's what you're having.
I'd rather have some Tuscan soup.
Tuscan soup? Is that a Zuppa Toscana?
Yes.
This is from the Toscanas. They live in Tuscany. And then we're going to increase our heat just a little bit after we stir that around, and then put the lid back on it and let it just sit and marry and get all the potatoes nice and soft. And then at the very end, add in our spinach, and then we're done. Because I forgot that when I make man, I forgot that when I make Zuppa Toscana, I like to cut my potatoes like they cut their potatoes, you know, like in little discs. So I have a few potatoes left, and the soup can kind of like take some more potatoes. So I'm going to cut up the rest of my potatoes like that, and they'll get cooked faster than the other ones anyways because they're going to be thinner. Hopefully it'll come out okay, but that's the way I really like to cut them. So I'll cut them in discs. It'll look more like the restaurant. Sorry. Alrighty, and also I went out into my garden and I picked some parsley fresh from the plant. And yeah, we're going to put that on the top of it. And look at this potato. It has like a weird little tail or a nose or something. Weird. Cut your nose off. Oh, dang it. I almost did it again. Cut them in slices. So that right there, that's your fancy taters. Put those taters in with these taters, and then let it keep on cooking. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's not gourmet. You're not going to get a tip from this. I mean, maybe your family will actually tell you thank you for dinner. But that's about the only tip you're going to get. So, Yep, we're gonna go with this right here. And let's also add in a little bit of extra salt. And I'm gonna add some ground pepper too. This is one thing I need more of too. That looks better. That looks more full. Yeah. And this right here, this is what you do when you're too hungry and you can't wait. You pull a little bit out and you eat it while the rest of it cooks. Alright, now that our soup is pretty much there, all of our potatoes have softened up, we're going to throw in our spinach and let that just wilt down for another like maybe 5 minutes. You can add in whatever spices that you want. If you think it needs more, taste it right now and see if it needs any salt or garlic or anything that your family might want more of. Put it in there. It doesn't have to be an exact recipe. So to go along with dinner, I'm just making some simple toast with some garlic butter on there because we don't have like the Texas toast with the 5 cheese and all that stuff right now, and that's not very good for you, so we're trying to avoid it, but we're going to do this tonight because we've been good and we deserve it. And then just like that, once again, for one more night in our lives, dinner is served for our wonderful families. So I hope that y'all enjoyed this recipe, and I hope that y'all give it a try and tweak it any way that you want. Change it up for your own family. Recipes do not have to be exact. It's just pretty much a guideline in my book. So here's my guideline for Zuppa Toscana, a little bit of a healthier way, maybe not, I don't know. We didn't make it perfect this time, but it's still gonna taste fantastic. I will see y'all next time on the next episode of Cooking with Candy. Chapow!